I want to say something that I've been too nice to say, not about you, about myself. I can read energy. I can feel when someone is not telling themselves the truth. I can see past what someone's presenting on the outside and what is actually happening underneath. And I've been hiding it from my marketing for years, for 7 years actually. And today that changes because being nice has been costing me, and I know it's been costing you too. So I have always had this sixth sense that I always known when somebody is not being very honest with me or when somebody's not being very honest with themselves. I've been able to tell when somebody has that fake smile and how they really truly feel about me. I've been able to tell when somebody is not telling me the truth or not even telling themselves the truth. And I didn't understand where it came from. And so I started being curious. And it became a superpower, especially in my coaching, when I started realizing that I could tell where to go with my clients. I could tell where my clients could be saying something and they could say the same thing, and I just feel an energy shift. So it had me question. It had me ask deeper questions. It had me like a client will be talking and I'll hear and it'll feel like real, it'll feel true, it'll feel their reality. And then they'll say something and I go, wait, let's stop right here. And that is me being able to read energy. And so many of my clients have said things like, I don't know, I don't understand how you can break me open. I don't understand how you knew the root cause of it. I don't understand because I've been coaching myself on this for so long, and you were able to get deep down where it is. I don't understand why nobody else ever saw this before. I've never seen this clearly before. So they would say so many things like that is the deepest coaching I've ever got because of this superpower that I unfortunately was hiding. I could see things so clearly for my clients, and I could also see it so clearly for me. And what that made me feel when was like a little bit confused at first because even though it was my superpower, even though it was my strength and what made me an amazing coach, it's something that most of society does not want to acknowledge. It's something that a lot of society doesn't want to see the benefit and the positivity in it. In fact, when I've told certain people in my life, like I can tell when you are fakely smiling in my face, or I'm the kind of person that you cannot talk badly about and then pretend like we're good. I can tell that, and people think that it's something's wrong or it's some witchcraft, but it's not. It's been my superpower. Could it have come from trauma? I don't know, but it's something that I decided as part of my coaching, I was going to build on and work on and become stronger at it. And I went to training and I already had all the amazing skills, and I just made them stronger and more powerful. And I use it in my practice. I use it in my coaching. I use it with my clients all the time. Other reason that I kept this superpower in check and I didn't speak it to a lot of people, not very many people know about it, and I'm confessing it right now, is because I also am the same part was taught to be nice. And so when I could tell somebody was bullshitting me or somebody was bullshitting themselves, I kept quiet because nice people don't call people out. I also was taught that when you were nice and diplomatic and did not ruffle people's feathers, you'll get more done. I remember my mother teaching me you get more attract more with honey than with vinegar. So I was taught to be nice. And so when somebody would be lying to me about me, I unfortunately would then second guess my intuition and try to think maybe they know better than me. And I also was punished when I was a child because of somebody else's perception was more important than my perception of myself or my knowing of the truth. And so it made me second guess myself. And because I was taught to be nice, I never called people out on their bullshit. And so I hid it. I hid this version of me to be nice, to preserve people's opinions, to preserve um, people's perception of life, to preserve people's experiences of me. And the unfortunate cost was my relationship with myself just kept getting eroded. And I started realizing that other people were happy when I was freaking not happy because I was not saying the truth. Other people were at peace when they were not bringing peace to me and I was being nice to just act a certain way. And so I also noticed that I was doing the same thing in my marketing. I was noticing that it was keeping me from not saying the truth that needed to be said at the table. So, like, for example, at a meeting, I would feel this is not where we need to go. And I couldn't voice it because it was not nice to tell people who were going the wrong direction that that's not where we wanted to go and where we needed to go. And so I kept me playing small in rooms that were not built for me. It kept me playing small in rooms where I wasn't showing up as my superpower, as my strength. And in my coaching, I didn't share with this as much in my marketing because I was always thinking that if I told somebody the truth, they would not like me and they would not want to be in a relationship with me. And that's not what nice people did. Nice people muted themselves for other people. And so in business, it cost me a lot. And the reason I decided to share this was two parts. Number one, because I'm done playing nice. I'm done sugarcoating my superpower, sugarcoating my strength, because the people in the world who don't see my power will never see it if I don't vocalize it. And it was having the people that I needed to work with not seeing me. Because playing nice and being nice creates comfort. It creates an experience where you don't invest in yourself or you don't um, are willing to go into the most uncomfortable place to dig that up and create the lasting and permanent results. See, being nice for example, if the coach is being nice, she's not going to tell the truth to the client. If the client is being nice, they're not going to be willing to go into the uncomfortable truth and see the true pain, the true experience of what they have. I just got off a coaching call with a client and we got to because of my intuition and me done being nice, I said the uncomfortable truth. We got to the root cause of the problem. The client felt safe and comfortable to tell me that that felt uncomfortable. And when I asked her why that felt uncomfortable. She was honest and she said, I felt the fear. So we were able to hold space for the fear. So when people are being nice, I wouldn't have had that conversation with her and she wouldn't have told me the truth. And so we were able to hold space and do something different. See, when you're being nice, people like you and they move on. People like you and they don't invest in you. People like you and they don't work with you. They hire the person who will tell them the uncomfortable truth. And so I help my clients stop being nice in their business, in their marketing, in their coaching, because most of my clients are coaches, but the people that I work with, stop being nice and start being truthful and honest. And the people who only need you to be nice will move along. The people who want to have an honest relationship with you will stay with you. They will hire you. They will choose to work with you. They will share the breakthroughs and experiences that they had with other people. There's a really big difference between being nice and being real and honest. There's a huge difference because nice manages comfort. Nice manages people small. Nice mutes people, both you and your clients. Nice doesn't have people grow and expand. Nice is comfortable. Real, honest creates trust, creates change, creates transformation, creates the life and experience that you want. Real and honest transforms any room, any table, any community that you choose to be a part of. Realness creates such a lasting and deliberate and ever-changing trust that people can evolve and grow from this. And trust is what people actually invest in. Trust is what people actually buy. I've just thought about this. I bought a Toyota and I remember my grandparents bought the Toyota. When I was thinking of buying a Toyota, I remembered my grandparents trusted in the Toyota. And so when I invested in the Toyota, it really transformed how I was experiencing things because trust is how you will pay more for what you want. Once you experience the true deep down trust, transformation is lasting. And so I help my clients really drop into telling themselves the honest truth because realness is what's going to change the world. And since I started transforming, I've always been honest in my coaching container, but I've decided to become more honest in my coaching container. And my clients are living with transformations that are so much faster. And I remember when I saw my version of being nice and how it was muting my gift. Because, like I said, this I rarely ever talk about my intuition and my ability, my superpower to be able to get to the real root cause of the problem because I was being nice and I was choosing to be nice. I was muting and hiding me and my gift and how I can help people. I was take I'm I have like four coaching certifications because I was thinking that certifications, I have an MBA, I have a coach certification in different modalities. And I was thinking that I can hide my intuition behind the credentials. And if I had more credentials or more training and more certifications under my belt, then when I spoke my intuition, people would trust it more because I didn't trust my intuition. And it also had me like gaslighting myself based on other people's judgment, that other people knew me better than I knew myself, that my intuition, my trust, my knowing, that's fucking bullshit. And being able to tell people that they knew better than so I muted myself. And so and then gaslight myself for their version of who I thought I was. And it was never going to help me get the clients I wanted. It was never going to help me get the life and the experience that I wanted. And so I had to be honest with myself. I had to either pick one, my intuition, my superpower, my strength, or being nice. Being nice hurt me more than people's opinions about my intuition. I'm going to repeat that. Being nice, being this nice person hurt me more and caused me to overwork so much harder, overfunction, overperform than really trusting and speaking and just letting people know I have a superpower. It's my intuition. I can tell you where you bullshitting yourself. I can tell you where you're trying to bullshit me. I can tell you where you're playing small, and I can tell you why. And that truth and honesty is how my clients choose to work with me and stay working with me. Being nice kept my potential clients away. Being nice cost me a lot of time, energy, and money. And I am done playing that. And so I am here to teach you that when you decide to stop playing nice, a lot will happen as well. See, when you're being nice, you are managing the judgment from people who are never going to be your clients anywhere. You are managing the judgment and the opinions of people who are never going to invest in you and your business and your development. You are managing the perceptions of people who are probably also choosing to see you negatively because of their own insecurities and their own playing smallness. And so you being nice is working against what you want to create. And so when I decided to do this work and actually question whether I wanted to be nice anymore and question where I was being nice, I started noticing that when I started being honest with myself and using all my tools for me, I started experiencing when I was being nice, I was nervous. I was nervous about other people. I was nervous about what people would think. I was nervous about how I said things. I was nervous about just nervous. But when I decided I was done being nice and I was going to own my authenticity, own my intuition, own my superpower, a calm came over me. I became grounded and open to the possibility of helping the people who need my service. I was done being the best kept secret in the coaching industry. I was grounded and open in a way that I have never felt before. So calm and honest. And that is what, for me, stopped how it felt when I stopped being nice and started becoming and owning who I actually am. That security that comes from within, that support and love and just authenticity that I know that I am doing the best thing for me. And I want you to just sit with that. When you think of showing up and you have to be nice, how does it feel? When you think of showing up and being yourself and having your back, how does that feel? And so I want you to just sit with that fact and ask yourself, what are you being nice about that people who need you the most are waiting for you to say out loud? What are you being nice about and not saying in the way that they need to hear you? What are you being nice about? Probably in your marketing, probably in your coaching, probably in your sales, probably in whatever arena you're a part of that is costing you your own relationship with yourself. I want you to say it out loud and own it because that is where transformation starts. So if nice has been your strategy for staying safe in your business, my dear, it's also the reason that you have not built what you're capable of building. It's also the reason you haven't created the success, the income that you want. If you'd like to identify where you are unconsciously overworking, take my quiz. It will help you identify where you are working harder and longer than you need to. The link is in my bio. My name is Ruth Duren. I'm a certified life coach, master coach trained in MBA, and I help immigrant businesswomen create the life and the income that they want without the unnecessary overworking that's costing them their dreams. I am the life coach for immigrant businesswomen because things like this are hidden in plain sight. I will see you in the next video and have a blessed week. Bye.